Welcome everyone. Welcome to this week's last installment of Commentary Cocktail. I've actually recorded most of these episodes like in advance, including the first cocktail, what's it there, and the brownie one over there. But I fucked up the audio on the original one of this one, so I'm stuck re-recording it. For today, we're gonna do something a bit more creative. We've got a local, or I should say local. I don't actually know if you guys have them over there, but it's basically a water-based ice cream that looks like a rocket. So it has like, I think 2 or 3 different colors in it, and I'm gonna recreate that in a cocktail. If I can get it right, because this one was tricky the first time around. What we're gonna need for this is Bacardi Lemon. Basically the counterpart to the res that I had earlier this week. Your Fanta, in this case again, and sugar water. Last bottle, by the way, I need to get a refill on that one. And lastly, a very specific Dutch kinda drink. It's sweet, tastes like strawberry, represents the flavor, but most importantly the color is vibrant, which is going to recreate the rocket effect. Now I've got 2 goes at this because I've got 2 of these left, so I might fuck up the first one, but I'll make a second one in like later on in the same upload. So what you want to do is I kept these like at the coolest temperature. The Bacardi is room temperature and the Fanta is actually fridge temperature, but I removed that like half an hour ago because the temperature differences is going to make it have the stacked effect in the cocktail itself. So what you want to do is to illustrate the form, I've got like a glass that goes smaller. I don't know. Sometimes my English just kind of abandons me. You can see you're just basically filling this up. This isn't a whole lot. This is supposed to be a shot. Pretty tasty too on its own. So we're gonna add to that sugar water next. Do that in our little cup over here, our Fresh Dream measuring cup. We're gonna do a double in this case. And then Bacardi. And then you add your Fanta. And this is where it gets tricky, because you want it not full on hard. Hard sip it. Yeah, I think I just did that the other way around. Should have done it the other way, because we've got a nice orange one going right now. Can't let it go to waste. We've got the second one later. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the things I've got in the future, as well as like interlude a little bit into what I specifically like and dislike about this community. Commentaries as a whole, but our smaller part, commentary / purgatory as well. But before we do that, cheers. There we go. So, the things I specifically like about this community is that we sometimes really do make a difference. It's not often, but like I could have, I can refer to the Mama Max situation in this specific regard. I mean, it's been going on for 3 weeks, which is another pet peeve I have with commentary. But other than that, we are actually making a difference here. Not me specifically, but the bigger creators like Nicholas Diorio, Tommy C, who called him out from the start. People like that, There's a reason why they're the bigger content creators in this space. They've earned their stripes and their mileages. I like that we can make pieces that change other people's opinions about them. It's kind of one of the appealing effects. It's that, and the fact that there's always kind of a storytelling element to blog content upload. So it tells a narrative story about somebody's online internet presence or their specific engagement in specific situations, and then you can discover all these kinds of lores in the background to them. Now, having said that, one of the things that I really think that's always got me kind of shaking my head is that as soon as we got something big that drops, it's immediately covered by everybody, mostly in a live stream format, which is fine. If not a live stream format, then a podcast format. And there's not that much OG commentary uploads like for instance Nicholas Diorio, who made his return this week with the whole Mama Max situation, or actually last week. But when it comes to the original things, there's not a whole lot of original content out there at the moment. I wouldn't say that this is not to knock people, but I feel like sometimes React streams are a bit too much of a percentage of this community. It's why things like Skeletox's recent upload kind of hit so well with me, because it was a piece of original OG commentary content. So shout out to him. I mean, I didn't think I'd actually catch myself saying this, but good job, Skelly. So all in all, that having said that makes making commentary content kind of an interesting conundrum, because the bigger you've got the question of how big do you want to make the scope, and is this cycle going to infinitely repeat itself at some point? And with that I mean we infight so much when we have nothing better to do, basically, which is kind of funny, because for the community as a whole, it always kind of makes for interesting content, but by the same notion, it sometimes feels like it's about absolutely nothing, why? The Darcy Evans situation is a good example of that one. I'm gonna dive into that a little bit further in the future, but Beavis actually had quite a base take on that one. I fully agree with him. There's an extent and a differentiation, but we came to the same conclusion, which I often find myself Beavis and I have the same opinion but different roots of logic to it, which is always kind of part of what I find so fascinating about this community. You get to know, or you get to some insight into people's general balance and what they find important. You're dealing with different people, different channels, different personalities for that regard. So it's both what makes our community so interesting, as well as sometimes I feel it's like the detriment of what we want to do here as content creators, which is mostly entertain. Like for all the bad things I had, like after my last Black Fly upload, I think that all in all I didn't get that much shit. I think that the one person who actively has me on block as of now is the one person I still had a very interesting interaction with. Don't necessarily harbor their ill will. I think the communication style was just kind of too far apart for us to have like a decent conversation in that heat of the moment. So yeah, that's basically it. I think I wanna I've got a couple of scripts ready, and I've got the scripts for next week already, and I've got a concept for the week after that. So I think we'll be golden, at least as cocktails go, in the future. Now I'm gonna finish this in one go, and I'm gonna have to have another go at that cocktail just to see if I can remember how to make it so that the colors actually differentiate. Yeah, that's so gonna kick me in the ass later, but besides the point. Right, second attempt. Let me see if I can show you this after it's done. So second attempt, not that much better. You can still see a little bit more red down there than up here, but it's not the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna revisit this cocktail at some point. Probably when I run out of ideas for a cocktail on the short term. I'm planning on doing some revisitations on like the classic cocktails, and I'll just basically start showing you guys those. For now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Next week I've got more of an in-depth cocktail ready. We're gonna have some fun, we're gonna laugh. Basically probably drink too much with the format I've thought of. It's gonna be fun, we're gonna laugh, have a good one, and I'll see you guys next week.